Welcome to episode 1 of the Power Narrative, The Brick, the Snake, and the Bull. I'm your host, B. Green, and this episode is dedicated to my father who has passed on to the other side. It is because of his wisdom and his experiences that I am sitting before you today. He had a very interesting way of storytelling and to get his point across, and we're going to open up with one of those stories. He told me the story of how his uncle, so-called, went mad. Now, a long time ago, it was a hot Mississippi day, and my father said that his uncle was standing on the side of his house. And there were certain people walking by, and all of a sudden they heard him scream, "Help! Help! There's snakes! Bring me some bricks, quick!" Now, from the street, they couldn't see what he was looking at. So they brought him the bricks, and when they handed them to him, they looked and they couldn't see anything. And they asked him, "Where are the snakes?" In which he replied, "Standing right in front of him." And he started chunking the bricks at them. Now, while my shock value sense of humor always got a chuckle out of that story, it took me a long time to realize why my father shared it, which we will get to in a moment. Now, what you see before you is a brick. Now, the function of this brick depends on the user. One might see it as A, a weapon to throw, to tear some stuff up, and B, the other person might see it as a resource in which to build. Now, as frustrating as times are, and as tempting as you might be to use option A, let me caution you to see things from another point of view. Now, while option A might provide you with immediate results, option B is of a different nature. One choice is clearly about you, your emotions, and the heat of the moment, and the other is about more than you. It's about your future. Now, the first time I heard the story about my great uncle, I was 17 years old, mid-1992. And I was very upset about the social injustice that I had witnessed and how it directly affected me. And my father sat me down and he said, "Son, congratulations. You now have first-hand knowledge of the dangers that I always taught you about and how they're still prevalent today. Now, what I need you to do is I need you to understand the characteristics of a snake." He said, "I want you to be educated about the snake, not because you need to fear him, but you need to have a healthy respect for how he operates to avoid having his venom course through your veins." And this is when he told me the story about my great uncle. And he told me anger unchecked and anger misdirected can cause you to lose because an angry man cannot think. He also said that if you allow anger to fester, then it can take you on a ride that you do not want to go on. You see, the problem is when you start throwing bricks, you appear mad, like you literally have lost your mind. And people fail to realize the vehicle that has driven you to that point. You see, my great uncle grew up in Jim Crow, Mississippi, where legally the Klan could come and raid your house, abduct a family member, and lynch them to strike fear in the hearts of the community. and he felt powerless. This man had been bitten by so many snakes that the venom was now coursing through his veins. My father told me that snakes gain the attention of their prey and strike fear into their hearts, paralyzing them before they strike. And by this paralyzation of fear, it makes them an easier target. My father said, son, there has always been and will always be snakes doing exactly what it is that snakes are designed to do. That's not your business. He said, your business is doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing. He said, are you? He said, you have been put on this earth to do so much more than just be a reaction to some evil person's nonsense. My great uncle was throwing bricks, and they say he was acting like a mad raging bull out there for everybody to see. And this made me think of the bull and the matador, and how the matador keeps the bull focused on the pain and association to that pain, to reacting to the sight of the red cape, and that the bull reacts and responds only to the matador, who controls him, leading him to his death. Now, is the only reason for the bull's existence to be entertainment for his reaction to anger? Then comes the misconception that the bull is this out of control, angry beast that must be killed for sport. You see, there are certain messages that can hold triggers and cues and have power over us and get a certain reaction to enforce certain limiting beliefs. The design is to keep you so enraged, so disgusted, so distracted that you take what you should be using to build, and instead you throw your bricks away, you throw your hope away, you throw your potential away, you throw everything away that makes you great, so that you are no longer yourself. And then, when it's time to build, your bricks are gone. This reminds me of Nehemiah from the Bible. He's a man who watched and saw the condition of his nation in shambles. And he took it as a personal mission upon himself to rebuild those positive structures, brick by brick. It's time that we stop being consumers of convenience and start being investors in purpose. Now, I can only speak for myself, but I am no longer pouring my blood, sweat, tears, and my time into any noun, person, place, or thing that is not aligned with my purpose. And that purpose is the building up of myself, my family, and those in my community. Now, I am no longer going to be a willing participant in anything that attempts to depreciate my worth. This is a powerful declaration, and to enforce it, it's going to take focus, effort, and consistency. The challenge question is, what are you going to do with the bricks that you possess? Thank you for your time. Be Green, reminding you that your story is being written every day. Take the pen.